Well, countries across Europe are struggling with their budget deficits, and companies are also struggling with their pension deficits. It's having an impact on how much money we need to put aside to make sure that we can retire comfortably. And according to a study by UK insurer Aviva, Britons have to save even more than their neighbours on the continent. How much exactly? Well, almost a third of their household incomes. To get more details, I'm joined now by Aviva Europe's CEO, Andrea Moneta. Well, thanks very much for coming in. So the Brits are in bad shape, and overall, I guess it's no big surprise that people need to save more for their retirements. Just take us through the study that you performed here and what you found out.
Yeah, sure. First of all, I mean, this is the first pan-European study. It's a very robust piece of research that looks across the EU27 markets and gives for the first time the big number, which is 1.9 trillion pension gap. This is the extra savings that should be put aside in order to keep a good standard of living when one's retired. It looks at the next 40 years, so people that are going to retire from 2011 to 2051, and gives, for the first time, the consumer perspective. So for the first time, we are looking really at the person.
What you and I need to do to make sure that we're not living in squalor when we're retired.
I mean, I think that everyone, the simple message is the following. I mean, everyone should save more and save earlier, and we need to do it if we want to really to keep decent standard of living later on.
What does it mean other than that? Does it mean that people are going to have to retire later on in life, perhaps earn some money in retirement even?
I mean, this is something that has to do with the aging of the population, so it's a demographic trend for
right.
Sure. What you just said is correct. People is going to retire later, maybe needs to work when already retired, or needs also to make use of other resources which are not pension assets.
Well, this is the thing, non-pension assets. So yeah. You say you sell your home when you retire, downsize, and what's going to be the economic impact of that if we get a bunch of retirees all at the same time with this aging population all selling their homes at once?
I mean, it varies a lot country by country, and I have to say that across the countries is not going to make a huge impact. We are estimating that it's going to reduce the gap 20%. Of course, this measure is bigger in the UK, but this is one of the measures that the people who are closer to the retirement should look at. Clearly, if you're younger, the situation is completely different. And this is why we have also analyzed this study looking at the different age bands. So if I make an example of a Spanish person, if he is 40 years old and needs to put aside additional 2,100 euros, but if it is 20 years old, what he needs to put aside is 1,200
right.
euros. So it changes a lot.
Yeah. Difficult in these economic times as well. Thanks very much, Andrea Moneta, Chief Executive of Aviva Europe. Thanks for joining us.